Welcome to Good Date, Great Date, the podcast by AsianDateOnline.com. We hope you guys are having a great day. In the studio, as always, is Suj and Sonia, and today we are going to be talking about, Suj?
Talking about how to message people through the website. Obviously, one of the key features is being able to contact other people.
What are the first kind of 2 or 3 things I need to think about when I'm putting together that initial message to contact a girl or guy?
I would just start by saying hello. It's the easiest thing to do. Basically, the best thing to do is to look over somebody's profile, see if there's anything in there that you have in common, and use it in your first message. It's a good icebreaker. And it's just a really good way to get talking to somebody. So you can say, hi, like the look of your profile. Notice that you like this, I also like that. You can make it really simple. Talk about where you're from, what you do, your likes, your dislikes. One thing I would say is don't keep it really, really brief. So you just say hi and leave it as that. You need to give the other person something to respond back to you.
I think, one word that Sonia used that's key is keep it simple. Brief and simple are not necessarily the same thing, but in keeping it simple, I suppose there are 2 or 3 key things that you want to get into your message. The first, obviously, being pick up on something in their profile, as Sonia said, because it shows that you've read their profile, you've taken the care to actually digest it and are commenting on something to do with it.
Can I just jump in? So
Sure.
Just to make it into a real example, it's like when you date in real life and you have to spend a little bit of time listening and pick up on relevant things that are going to help build a match. That's where you're going, right?
That's exactly it, yeah. I mean, it's key to show that you have paid attention and you've not just sort of blanket contacted everybody you possibly can, but make that person feel special. So you've contacted them for a reason because of what's in their profile, not a standard stock message that you send out to 50 different members. And I think it's very important to ask questions. It gives the person a reason to respond back to you.
Sonia, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Go on.
Okay. How do you pay, in the context of using the service, a compliment to a woman on her looks? Is it okay to pay a physical compliment?
I think you can. I wouldn't advise doing it in the first message that you send. I think once you've built up this rapport and this conversation between yourselves, if you feel comfortable in saying that, it's just like if you're going out on a date. If you met somebody straight away, would you say, oh, you look so beautiful?
It's nice to pay people compliments at the end of the day. So keeping it simple, like great picture, nice picture, where was it taken, great profile, seems we have a lot of interests in common, that kind of thing. A short compliment in your first message is a good icebreaker. Don't break into...
Don't serenade them by
Exactly,
email,
that's it. Don't, you've got wonderful long black hair and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah,
Not
like
recommended.
Said, there's subtle ways to do it.
Sure.
Don't just jump straight in there. It wouldn't work.
So tell me about some of the people that either of you guys have helped. Somebody that may have just sent an email and said hi and not connected with that person. Like, what's an example of a bad email?
Without wanting to sound sexist, I'm going to aim this towards the guys. In your initial email, we don't recommend you send out your email address or phone number or other contact details.
Why?
It just doesn't come across as well. You've not had any sort of interaction with this person. You're initially breaking the ice.
Call it how it is. Is it desperate?
I wouldn't go as far as say desperate, but it is a little. It smacks a little bit of desperation.
I wouldn't say desperate. It's just sometimes people just don't know what to say.
Overpowering, maybe very forward. I think forward is perhaps a better word to use than desperate.
I think it's because you're expecting them to you're saying that already you want them to leave the environment of the site and start contacting them by email and instant messenger.
Once you've built up a bit of a rapport,
right,
then by all means, at the end of the day, you can't meet somebody through the website and never email them off site or speak to them on the phone. But never initiate that in a first message. That's all we're saying. Once you've sort of built up a bit of a rapport, then by all means, go down that road. And I think also a common mistake that people make is to blanket message. So they'll write a stock message. So write a stock message. Hi, I saw your profile. I thought it was nice. If you'd like to speak further, please get in touch. Regards. And send it to more than one person. There's nothing personal about that message, Raj. At the end of the day, as a Asian data reading that, I don't feel that the person's taken any time or care to get to know me, to read my profile.
So what you're saying is just avoid the copy and paste attitude completely.
For sure.
Take the time. Okay, cool. When is it appropriate to give your personal contact details, and what contact details do you give? I mean, How does it work?
Roger, I suppose it really boils down to every individual case is different. If you were to ask my opinion, and this is what we generally recommend to people, and this is the general course of events for people, it's message on the site, followed by email, followed by phone conversations, followed by date.
Okay.
Every situation is different. So you might find you're more comfortable with someone and want to just talk to them on the phone. A lot of people don't like emails. At the end of the day, they're better talking on the phone than they are writing. So they jump straight to that. It's a very individual and personal thing.
Is it the same for girls, Sonia?
I'd say so, yeah. It's definitely an individual thing. However, I think a lot of girls look out for their safety more, should I say. So, you know, they're going to want to go through the site just solely because it's safe and secure. And I feel that trust is a key issue. You know, once they start to trust the other individual, then I think they're more than happy to chat over the phone, give out their mobile number, and, you know, even their own personal email address.
Some people are, they're not, you know, that great in terms of the way they communicate by email, which is what you mentioned, Suj.
Sure.
That people like to sometimes talk on the phone. If you find yourself getting to a stage whereby the messaging is becoming a little bit difficult, is there any kind of tips to keep it going?
I would say always the first port of call is to come and drop us an email, give us a ring, have a chat with an actual person, part of the Asian Date team. We can offer advice on how to write messages. If you're struggling with getting responses, we can give you certain tips. It's a very, very individual area. So to what degree we can help different people, what skills we can offer different people vary. But that's what we're there for, to help people out. So if you are having any issues, then drop us a line for sure.
Great. So thanks for those tips, guys. That wraps up for another episode of Good Date, Great Date, the podcast by AsianDateOnline.com. As always, this podcast is not complete without you guys interacting and engaging with us. So please do send us any questions that might stem from this podcast to info@AsianDateOnline.com, or send us a tweet. Our Twitter ID is AsianD8. Pop us across a question on that and we'll come back to you as soon as we can. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode.